Let's talk about integrity. You know, the senator representing Anambra North Senatorial District, Stella Odua, and the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, are engaged in a war of words over discharged certificate after the agency said she absconded from service in 1982. The former Minister of Aviation has directed the NYSC to retract the allegation that she didn't complete a national youth service within 48 hours. In a letter addressed to the NYSC DG, the senator stated that she completed her service and has her pictures in the NYSC regalia and a letter from NECA as evidence. Jide, you are asking if this is part of politicking. Why now?
Of course, it's part of it. This is a woman who has been minister, you know, been senator. Now, this issue is coming up in an electoral season. You can understand why the matter has come up. But until Stella Odua successfully clears her name and clears all doubts, I can tell you that this matter will keep coming up. It will keep coming up because some people want to let us realize that, look, this person is not a patriot. This person didn't satisfactorily serve her nation. This person has squandered the course of the service here. I want to believe that the NYC is not flippant. No one can argue that she served her nation.
Yeah.
But there are people who serve their nation and in the course of service get punished with extra year. Some do not complete it. Some do not even serve their country for one whole month. They just come for the orientation exercise.
Those things were taken for granted.
Yes, they just come for the orientation exercise and then return during the passing out parade.
And that's it.
Yes, they come back during the passing out parade and they come and tell us that they serve their nation. You know? But in this case, there's a letter that she has presented indicating that this was where she served and all that. But the NYC is saying that she didn't complete the service. The NYC's records show that she did not complete the service, or that at some point she left. That is what we should be investigating. And putting on NYC dress does not really address that allegation. At what point did you leave? Did you get the NYC discharge certificate? Were you there on the day of passing out along with your colleagues? Do you have pictures to show that on the day of the passing out, you are there with your colleagues and you got your discharge certificate just like other people? So simply wearing the NYC uniform, in my view, does not totally address these issues.
But Paul, you know, in integrity here, so it brings me to the story of the one-time Minister of Finance who had this wahala and so on. That's on one part. The other part is the NYSC. Why go to, before you go to town, you make your checks. Because Jide talked about politics, so this is the season.
Exactly. Well, it's incumbent upon her to prove that she actually finished serving. Because I like to believe, like Jide said, that what would be the, I'm just wondering, why would NYSC lie? You know, you wonder. NYSC should have your records.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she didn't finish NYSC, the scheme, but NYSC should have her records. If you are serving, you must have a ZI, a zonal inspector that, you know, has your records, you report, all of that. You know, they should have those ones they should have all of those facts in your record that you actually served. It's either something is wrong with NYSC records, we don't know, but or it's something else. But she needs to prove it. You know, it's not enough to say that. It's not enough to say, okay, I give you 48 hours. I remember, you know what the story that comes to my mind. I am not saying that is the case with Senator Odua.
Yeah.
I remember we had the first speaker, you understand? And then you also threatened that, I'm not going to Salisu Buhari.
Yeah.
It was reported, I think it was the news magazine said, look, this man forged a certificate. And then he said, no, I will go to court. Eventually, he talked very tough. Eventually, he apologized and confessed. So it is not enough to say, I will do this, I will do that. If you don't recant, change your statement. Prove it conclusively. If you... I participated in NYSC. I have pictures to show that I participated.
You served.
You understand?
Yeah.
I served. I have pictures of my colleagues and all of that. So I can always show that, yes, I have my discharge certificate. I have everything to prove that I served. So if somebody comes and says, Paul, you didn't serve, I can prove that person wrong in 10 minutes. So she should do more than she has done.
No wonder Jide, Napoleon Bonaparte said, if your enemy is making a mistake, don't interrupt him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why would you interrupt him? What, you'll be happy to be relieved of him, won't you? I mean, what will give you joy is to be relieved of the enemy. So because the enemy is a burden.
That's it.
So it may not be a burden in the literal sense. It may not be the kind of burden that gives you a hunchback. But the enemy remains a burden. So you don't need to help him. You don't need to assist him, So, and these days, our churches no longer even pray for the enemy. They invite thunder to destroy the enemy. It was in the past that you will pray for the enemy in the hope that the enemy will change his ways. Yeah. But we've seen that they rarely change their ways. So people would rather curse the enemy, invite thunder and brimstone.
If God heard people's prayers like that, so many people won't be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Many of us won't be here.
So, but again, I've been told that if you want your DNA without spending a kobo, attempt to go into politics. So we are here now.
Yeah, politics is a leveler. And honestly, I'm surprised that this allegation is coming up. But as we said, she has to provide more evidence.
Yeah.
That indeed she completed the service here. It's one thing to serve, it's another thing to conclude.
Yeah.
We've seen singers who just showed up on all kinds of things happen these days. Singers who show up at orientation camp, for the optics, they put on the NYC uniform. Yeah. And after that, they go on to honor their obligations outside Nigeria.
Yeah.
When they are supposed to be doing youth service, they are junketing and entertaining huge crowds outside of our country.
For me, the story is very straightforward. NYSC service should not be taken for granted, because whether or not you like it, it might haunt you tomorrow. And two things now. If Senator Stella Odua is considered at the end of the day to be wrong, she should be ready to apologize. And the NYC, if the NYC is wrong too, there should be an apology from there. Let's take you to Anambra State. When we consider the security situation in Anambra State and how the governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, is swimming in the tide, the statement that uneasy lies ahead that wears the crown comes to mind. The renowned economist has not been finding it easy to contend with the rising insecurity in his state since he became governor in March. Professor Soludo has imposed a curfew on 8 local government areas of the state as part of measures to curtail killings there. According to him, the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew will commence on Thursday. That's today?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have come full circle.
is what is going on in Anambra State should be condemned by any rational being. We can't continue to have that level of insecurity in that state and Imo State. People should be able to move freely between those two states. But as we have seen,
those who say Anambra,
yes, Anambra and Imo.
Yeah.
Those are the two states where a lot of these killings are happening. No one is saying that the rest of the Southeast is safe, but they are way safer compared to these two states. And Anambra in recent times, I really do not understand, because this governor came in and assured all that, look, he was prepared to forgive wrongdoers just so that we can achieve peace. He promised them amnesty. But these guys have not come out to embrace the amnesty option in exchange for peace. They've not come out. Rather, they've ramped up the killing of innocent people. And the clear evidence that the struggle, the IPOB struggle, has been hijacked is the fact that Southeasterners constitute the majority of the people being killed. Now, if you're saying you're fighting for your people, but they are the main target of these killings, how do you rationalize that?
Yeah.
This was what
the people
Senator
you claim you are protecting?
You claim you are fighting for. This was what Senator Abaribe said the other day. He said the Southeast is bleeding. Economically, the Southeast is suffering. Look at the Onitsha port. It's just there. No one is using it. I was there recently when I went to do the story of the second Niger bridge. The port is lying fallow. No one is using it. In fact, it's the port complex that Julius Baja is using as his main
base.
Yes, where they have to put their giant equipment and all that. You know, just there. And we ought to put that kind of port to use. We are not putting it to use. People are sending their containers to neighboring states, some states of the South, you know, and then they open them. They open them up there. Yeah. Of course, that is a natural implication. Because on Mondays, that's when Southeasterners usually open their containers. They know that, okay, the week has begun in earnest. But that is the day that you said people must not be seen on the streets. They should sit in their houses. So people are now opening their containers on Mondays again. They are sending those containers to neighboring states where the sit-at-home is not being enforced. Yeah, so the loss of the Southeast is the gain of some states of the South that are not far from them. Look at a place like Delta State, for example, Asaba. He's benefiting hugely from the misfortunes of the Southeast.
Economically.
Tremendously. Now, even some people work in Onitsha and have chosen to raise their children inside
Asaba.
In Asaba. Plots of land in Asaba are now very expensive because more and more people are relocating from an unsafe state like Anambra and going to Asaba. And it's just a spitting distance. It's not far. But the sit-at-home thing does not apply there. As close as it is, you can access Asaba by boat. It's just, the distance is just so short. But the difference in terms of the level of security is like night and day. So people, while the East suffers, the neighboring states are exploiting their misfortune. That's the reason this has to stop.
It has to. Paul, you know, two things. Number one, Governor Soludo went to visit the IPOB leader in detention. You thought that should have calmed nerves somewhat. And then going to kill the representative of the governor at the State House of Assembly and displaying his head was an overstatement.
Honestly, it's even very difficult to say. I won't speak for IPOB. God forbid I speak for IPOB. It's very difficult to say that. It's very difficult to ascertain whether it's the IPOB that is doing this.
Or because, the ESN.
Or ESN. Because they have consistently denied. But there are people behind this. Now, I hate the phrase unknown gunmen because that phrase is defeatist. Why you keep calling them on? When are the gunmen? When will they be known? So,
meaning, if we really want to unmask them, we can.
We can. That's the truth. And that is why we should appeal to citizens of Anambra State that they should cooperate with their governor. I don't envy Governor Soludo. He has become a governor at a very difficult time, you know. But I am sure that the locals, some of the locals, may be able to identify these
so-called unknown men live amongst the people.
That is the point I'm trying to make.
They interact.
So they are not actually unknown.
Yeah.
In fact, on my own platform, we have stopped using the phrase unknown gunmen. That's what we have stopped using it because
you hear crazy things like unknown men and stuff.
So somebody even went up said unknown government because like they have set up another government. I think they should cooperate with their governor. I also like the fact that the curfew, Professor Soludo actually mentioned Okadas and Keke.
Yeah.
We know Okadas are actually used to perpetrate these crimes. You know, it's very important. And I appreciate what the governor is doing. I hope he succeeds, and I hope this is nipped in the bud soon.
And I remember, Jide, the days leading to Professor Soludo's inauguration. He had a high-power team and so on. So you wished him luck. But here we are.
Yeah, but
so you wonder, where is the enemy coming from?
The security situation has to be fixed.
First of all.
If it's to make progress. The other day was talking about Asaba, Onitsha, and how Onitsha declined over the years. You know, the size of the economy of Onitsha has shrunk over the years because of this insecurity. When you are talking about trade, Onitsha was the commanding height of it in our country. But today, how many people want to go there?
You have the Ochanja market in Onitsha, Jide.
Yes.
I don't think you've been there. It's supposed to be the Japan of Africa.
That is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I was there recently, and I moved around. I even had the opportunity of savoring the delicacies of our people over there. You know, if you travel to a place and you do not try to appreciate the culinary expertise of the people, or then the culinary character of the people,
that's it.
Then you've really not visited them. So, the point that we are making is things must improve in terms of security.
Yeah.
This governor has potential to be one of the best governors around.
And
he's got the brains and everything. But you know, in the East, no state generates internal revenue like Anambra. You know, and it's one of the highest in the country. So there is so much potential there. But as long as Anambra remains a killing field, there is no way that the state will reach its potential. So that's why the insecurity has to be defeated.
Politics is in the air, so let's go into a lot of it. You know, the first round of withdrawal that characterized most elections in Nigeria has hit the opposition People's Democratic Party, the PDP. One PDP presidential aspirant and former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, has dumped the party, we can tell you, in a letter addressed to the national chairman of the party, Senator Iyoche Ayu. The former governor said he was resigning from the party as well as withdrawing from the party's presidential primaries. Paul, does it send you a message?
Well,
Peter, what does it tell you?
Well, I see someone who appeared to be very disgruntled by whatever because he said that from the letter he wrote to the senator, to the chairman of the party, he was talking about developments that had made it impossible for him to continue with his aspiration to become to become the flag bearer of that party. Well, he has a right to
that's a copy of the letter there.
Yes, he has a right to his decision. But although a lot of people were, it caught some people by surprise, because I think, this is my personal opinion, that if primary elections were being won on the social media, Peter Obi would definitely probably have a chance, a brighter chance of
even
winning.
if ballot papers were on the social media.
He has a considerably large following on Twitter. Actually, younger guys who believe that he's the one, and all of that. But remember also, you might remember that before he actually resigned, a coalition of his supporters advised him to leave, and said because of this, because of that, because of, they gave their reasons. So there are speculations that he might join. Two parties have been mentioned that he might join. So let's see how it goes. I can wish him well.
Because with them, anything is possible.
Yeah, definitely.
But you see, to many folks in the political family, here was a presidential hopeful who had the gospel, who preached the gospel of frugality. And not too many people were disposed to things like that.
Yes. I said it I think about 2 weeks ago, that look, Obi is decent, Obi is honest, but in our kind of politics, such people do not triumph. Our politics has been so monetized. Our politics has been so monetized that you've got to be a money bag with deep pockets to win. You must be ready to brush your moral credentials aside and play the game the way others play it.
Even if so much
debt.
If
you don't give
even
people...
if so much debt was there.
Yes. See, these delegates, they believe that, look, it's once in 4 years that this happens. They want to milk
so for them it's payday.
The contestants as much as possible. People like Obi will not spend money. He's not going to bribe you. He's not going to put money in your hands to vote for him. He's not that kind of person. It's a fact. He's not that kind of person.
Nigeria is not ready for a politician like him?
If he wants you mean to win election?
Yeah.
No, he's not going to win. A politician like him can't win in our kind of politics, except they withdraw from the race for him. But if he goes into the contest with others, the name of the game is money. If he's the sort of person who is not ready to give delegates money, give party leaders money, he will not win. This is the way it
how
is
do you
now.
react? So I want you to reconcile this with the the aspirant who asked for the money he induced people with.
He got angry that they didn't vote for him. He got angry that they didn't give him support. We are going to come to him. We are still going to discuss that fellow's matter. But it's not new. I know a politician who will give people motorcycles and the rest, but make sure you deliver your area to him. Otherwise, your life could be in danger.
Hi.
Yes, as a politician. that I know.
In Nigeria?
Of course, not in Gabon. Yeah, in Nigeria. So, he started there, he sent his DG to mop up the money that he gave them. And they kept submitting, and they said, we will never support you again. They were swearing that they will not. You knew you were not going to vote for him, but you took his money. So they said they don't want, people are so masala that they don't want any problem. So they return the money. Because somebody scorned, somebody very angry, he had lost an election. He's in fighting rage. You have to return his money.
That attitude can hurt the fellow's political chances.
Yes, of course. I don't even, when you decide to do that to delegates, to voters, then you are telling them that you don't need them again. But we must move away from the monetization of our politics.
Oh yeah.
We can't have a great country.
Can't be wrong.
Where
Get right.
only those who are rich, who are able to steal the nation dry and then use the proceeds of such theft to bribe the voters. We won't have the right people rule us if we continue along this path.
If such a fellow wins an election, what follows?
He's going to continue to steal. He will steal so that he can replace what came out of him. You know, so this is the thing.
But Peter Obi can relate with Senator Abaribe, who we told has also jumped ship. There's also the Enugu man. What's Senator Ekweremadu? Yeah. So nobody's surprised about that.
Well, politicians have been jumping ship for whatever reason, but we are talking about Peter Obi, who had to jump ship ostensibly for the sake of principle.
Yeah. For
the sake of principle. And I think, for me, I think he did the right thing. If he wouldn't want to stain his perceived or believed in integrity. So we have come to a point where people are so shameless about their profligacy. Like the case of the man we are talking about. You give people money and you are chasing them, give my money back. We are so shameless.
There's a politician in the Southwest here who gave a community transformer. Shameless politician. He gave them transformer. When he lost the election, he went back to that community and removed the transformer that he donated to them. From the Southwest here. Southwest.
And they are still justified. They still justify it.
He says Southwest. And they look at the map.
Yes, on the Southwest. He's probably watching me. He's probably watching me. I don't want to mention his name.
I beg.
Just to save him. I believe that in future, they can still change for the better. That's why I don't want to mention his name.
Okay then. Let it be said that Mr. Peter Obi, former governor of Anambra State, has left the PDP. We are not sure where he's headed for. We are not sure, but we know he's going somewhere. But then we say that's the nature of politicians. Is Peter Obi your kind of politician? If he is the country ready for him? All right then, let's go to Kaduna now. Another video of some of the passengers abducted by gunmen during the Abuja-Kaduna train attack has been released. It prompts fresh protests from families of the victims. Now, some of the victims appealed to the federal government to heed the demands of the abductors to aid their release. I remember one statement credited to later Tai Sholani, "May your road be rough," if you remember that statement. So, for the victims, the road is very rough indeed.
The road is rough, even for the families of the victims. You think they can't sleep. They've been robbed of joy by what has happened. Look, I have a friend whose mother, 90-year-old mother, is one of the abductees. So how do you continue to imagine the fact that your mom, at that age, when she should be treated like an egg, is in the hands of this bandits?
The trauma.
How do you, an old woman? They can't even show mercy. They can't show compassion to simply say, let's release this old woman. They even paraded her. I saw her in one of the pictures. One of the first set of pictures that came out. You know? And one of them was delivered of a baby by these people.
We don't know about, there's another pregnant woman. Nobody has heard the latest on her.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I can only hope she's fine.
Yes. You know, they wanted to show that look, they are organized, they have compassion. They brought a doctor to do the job of a midwife for her. And it's distressing. I can imagine what those family made. They've issued threats, they've appealed to the government, they've issued threats to the government, but nothing seems to be happening. For people, what I've always said is, look, when you say people should not pay ransom, do you think that if my mom was among those people, God forbid, I won't sell my house to get out of captivity? Do you know what will be going through my mind? And then some senators will sit there and come up with a law criminalizing payment of ransom when the alternative is not there. What is the alternative? Okay, now these guys have been in captivity. You can't free them. You can't free them. Yet you discourage people from seeking other means of securing the freedom of their people. What are you talking about? How much longer are they going to remain in the hands of these criminals? How much longer? You know how many Chibok parents have died since the abduction of those girls in 2014, April 2014? Many of their parents have died. Hypertension-related deaths.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you just can't live with it.
Paul, yet all of these things are avoidable.
Exactly. They are avoidable. And we just must get those.
Because that route, Abuja, Kaduna, Abuja, it was waiting to happen.
Exactly. So if we allow this to happen, then we must, by all means, get those people out. We allowed it to happen. Like you said, it was avoidable, but it happened. Now they've given them a 7-day ultimatum that they will start killing. Do we want it to go the way it went with those Kaduna youths, green head? Do you want it to go? Exactly. We don't want it to go that way.
Just kill those guys. For
now, if you say you are not going to pay ransom, what are you going to do? Okay, the authorities have said that it's difficult for the forces to go there because the terrorists are using them using the victims as human shield.
Talk about collateral.
I don't know what they're going to do, but they have to find a way of getting them out. We don't want to start witnessing episodes of people being bodies of these abductees being dumped somewhere, and then say, okay, one person has been dumped there, another person has been dumped there. It's on us. The federal government must do whatever it has to do to bring out this. I can't imagine the trauma they are going through. To hear that in 7 days' time, your death is assured, and not natural death. Some people are going to probably behead or pull the trigger to your temple or something and then kill you. So the pleas of those people.
Now look at that. They are displaying abductees.
Such audacity.
You know the reason they put this background, so that people won't be able to analyze the exact location.
Okay, yeah.
That's why they.
So
and they must have taken them to.
They are organized.
They are. They will take them. They will make them walk and walk and walk and walk before finding the location where they can.
That must be the Pakistani amongst them.
Yes.
See how helpless they look. See how sad they. If from their faces you can see.
No, just imagine your parent. I'm telling you that my friend's mother, 90-year-old mother, is being held by these people.
It's terrible.
Now just imagine your mother being one of these people, or even your younger brother, because there are still some kids in their hands. There are some kids in their hands. These are animals that we are dealing with. Look at those children that they picked up in Tegina, those Quranic school. Some of them died in their hands, and they don't care.
But Judy,
So the children died.
look at the terrorist who dead.
Yes.
I think they say they are tough people. Why can't we see him?
Maybe it's not seeing his face that really matters to me. It's securing the release of these people. That's what matters to me. Because you don't even know where he is. You don't know where he is. And then how do you, even if you see his face, what are you going to do? Let me tell you, some of the bandit leaders don't even cover their faces.
Exactly.
Dogo Gide will leave his face like that. Even Truji. Truji's pictures, they even granted an interview. So it's not, look, it's when you can see someone that you can actually get hold of him. So people that you don't see, they are constantly moving.
All right.
They've been here for
okay. We go for another commercial
Wow.
break. Please come with us. Let's go for this break and return to conclude. Please don't go away. Begin to bury. How do you bury it? From the top?
Honestly, we are living on a very sad note. This last topic has got me a little bit depressed. We can't be a country that allows our citizens to be wantonly, kidnapped and killed by some beasts,
Beasts, yeah.
beasts in human skin.
Unconscionable.
Exactly. You can't just explain why these things keep
And
these
you
things keep
wonder
happening.
if they are truly members of the human race, Jide.
Yes, of course they are. They are human beings, but they are of a different strain. They are of a different strain, and we are paying for allowing unfettered access to our borders by foreigners. A good number of these people are from Niger Republic. Yes, I remember when I went to do some interviews with bandits and even victims of banditry in Kankara local government of Katsina. They told me that these guys were from Niger Republic. They told me, because you can identify them. The way they dress, their long hair and all that, going all the way, to their buttocks, very long hair.
Yeah.
They are not Nigerian Fulanis. Of course, we know this. So some come from as far as Mauritania, Niger, Cameroon, but they are in our country punishing our
people. We're
people.
in deep trouble.
We are. This whole thing, we have to find a way to solve this problem.
At the same time, we talked about politicians and plenty of politics. While they're crisscrossing the country, Mr. Politician, think about the country. Think about the country. It beggars a lot of belief that this is the same country. 62 years ago, we sang and danced. Today, we are still toddling. I'm sorry about this. So we must go. Not before thanking Babajide Kolade Utitojo. I greet you.
Thank you.
And Paul Dada, many thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
And of course, we greet the backroom boys too. If you missed this episode, join us at 11 tonight for a repeat broadcast. But there's an expanded show on Sunday from 1:30 in the afternoon. And we're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. And I am Citizen Jones. Bye-bye now.